How's it going, everyone? Jason from Unretired Gaming TV, and today I just wanted to go over an update build for the dual wield Firestorm build. Now, this was one of the more popular builds that I've posted. It must have been it's been a while ago though that I posted that build, but yeah, I mean updated gear, level 100, more devotion points, more stats, etc., etc. So I'll just go over the updated gear. You'll be able to see the stats. The links will be in the description, showing you the gear themselves and the devotion as well, which will be in the Grim Dawn Calc link. So without further ado, this is my Saboteur, and pretty much what we did is we kept it on the Ulzuin's Infernal Avatar set, except for the Flame Spreader. Flame Spreader sucks. I do not like two-hand range builds. You all know this, but I digress. So a four-piece set is actually quite good. As you can see, the two-piece set, 120% fire damage, lightning damage. Three-piece, 200% burn damage with 100% increased duration. Same goes for electrocute damage. 15% physical resistance, which is always good. You always want to be looking for resistances, especially if you're going to be playing in a hardcore mode. Resistances are number one for survivability. Otherwise, you're just going to die and you're going to start over and you get real frustrated. And the 4-set piece, which is really good, is +2 to all skills for Demolitionist. Now, what you're looking at here is the chest guard. So chest guard, I got a pretty good roll on the chest guard. I do believe. I mean, the fire damage on the top below the armor stat could be higher. I've seen some like 86s, 85, 86. But then the burn damage and electrocute damage would dip below the 75% mark, which is fine. But I would have preferred the reversal in the burn damage and electrocute damage to the fire and lightning damage. Adds some chaos damage, health, which is always good. Defensive ability, good as well, especially if you're playing hardcore, like I've mentioned before. What's good about the chest is that it gives you minus 15% cutting requirements for ranged weapons. So if you were playing a dual wield pistol build as a Saboteur, just having the chest piece is quite good, because usually pistols require a high enough stats and cutting. I have 533. I do believe the higher end pistols require a bit more than that. I'm not too sure. I'd have to take a look again. Plus the stats and all the rest here. I put Sacred Plating and Blade Ward Powder for resistances. Now, if we go to the second one, is the Head Guard. Head Guard, same thing. Stats were okay. Resistances, as long as they're 20% plus, it's good for me. As long as they're 20, if they're below 20%, I'll put it on anyways. But they really need to be plus 20% for me to be worthwhile, basically. So that's this one. That's what it is. As you can see, granted skills, Ulzuin's Gaze. I misspelled that. Sorry. 15% chance on attack. Wherever the burning god's gaze fell, flames erupted. Whatever. Now for the third piece, we have the Heart of Ulzuin. Really good rolls on this one. As you can see, resistances are very good. 35% chaos resistance is amazing. I will not spit on that anywhere, any day. I would take that over something that's below 20%. The maximum to the resistance is fire, cold, lightning. That's normal. The +2 skills, 1.5 second skill recharge to blast shield, 12% health restored to blast shield. Quite good as well. And so that's 3 pieces, and then you have a shoulder guard. Rolls are okay. I got a good roll here that added health, offensive ability, and defensive ability. The poison, and this is the reason why I kept this piece, is because the poison and acid resistance is 53%. Very good, very good. I mean, anything if you get a legendary piece and you're like, oh, but the other stats aren't that great, but you get resistances that are at 50% plus, you need to keep that, okay? Or if you don't want to put it on, keep it in your stash. You will need it at some point. All right, now let's take a look at the other piece. So I have two mythical life giver signets. They're both almost the same stats wise. This one has health, this one has health as well. Stats are almost similar. I just love that resistance. 45% for vitality, and this one is 43%. So you're getting a very good deal on these ones. For pants, I have the Hellforge leg plates. I'm keeping up with the theme of dual wield Firestorm build, so I'm gotta fire it up in there. Resistances are fine. Stats are okay. It does give you a granted skill called Ring of Flames, which is only a 30% chance when hit by melee attacks, which will be literally almost all the time because you are in mobs' faces. Now, if we go to our hand pieces, we have Chilling Grip of Hagarod. This I would most likely replace. There is a different piece of Hagarod, I believe, but it's more of the fire. It's more based on fire than cold. This is more if you're concentrating on Nightblade or you are a hybrid with a Nightblade. By the way, sorry, if you were new, Saboteur is Demolitionist and Nightblade. I'm sorry about that. I completely forgot to mention that. Rolls are fine. Not the best one, but it's still good. It serves the purpose. I have Stormbearers here. I think they're fine. Could be replaceable depending on your playstyle if you do this build. For belt, I have Tinker's Ingenuity. One of my go-to belts. You can definitely change it as you please, but it is one of my go-to belts because of the poison and acid resistance and usually bleeding resistances. Look at that, 55 and 52%. Yummy. Now, I do have Ulzwin's Pyroclasm. You can replace this with anything else that you wish. If you have Serenity, totally put that in. But this one will serve its purpose. For metal, I have the Pyroclasm Mark. Stats are off the charts, 100%, 106%, 102%. Oof, that's very good. And now for the our dual wielding, we have the two-piece set of Mythical Ortus and Mythical Nex. Now the stats on them are quite good. The plus three skills to like Fire Strike, Nightfall, 19% attack speed, ether resistance as well. Pretty low, but it's at least it's something else, right? The health, I got a roll of increased health regeneration by 10%. That cold damage, 155%, is very good as well. And Mythical Ortus, stats are alright. +3 to Explosive Strike, +3 to Shadow Strike. It does give you a granted skill of Healing Light. What was the other one again? Shadow Bolt as well, which are a chance on attacks. And the two-piece set bonus for this is 110 offensive ability, +1 skills to Nightblade, and +1 skills in Demolitionist. 14% weapon damage to Fire Strike, 220 cold damage to Fire Strike, and 50% acid damage converted to fire or cold damage. So if you had this two-piece set and you had some very good pieces that were very heavy on acid damage and you don't have anything that's fire or lightning or burn and whatnot, totally put that, and this two-piece set will convert 50% of that acid damage into fire and cold damage. Very good. And you also get Sacred Balance, which is a 100% chance on critical attack. Now, the question you're going to probably ask me, is this build good? Hell yeah, it's good. I mean, I've used this build for a long time. Let's put on our stats here. Whoops, I'm a bit too close to here. As you can see, I am at 48,491 damage per second, armor rating of 2126, defensive ability 2330, and offensive 2361. Yes, it can be higher than that. but this all depends on what rolls you're getting on gear and whatnot. All right, the devotion hasn't really changed whatsoever. I did make some modifications to just when we're adding the points, because there's more points. Obviously with Forgotten Gods, but yeah, it's there's nothing really special. So as you can see, did I lose any health? Absolutely not. I mean, these are regular mobs as well, but if you let's just go take a bigger pack here, like this. And we can do like that. And it kind of becomes a cluster. Sometimes the screen is littered with effects. That lightning that you just saw right there, sometimes it just litters the screen. It is just crazy. But yeah, I mean, I love it. It's just like, especially if you're trying to beat like a gazillion mobs at the same time. Perfect. So I hope you enjoyed the build, guys. It's like I said, this is more of an update than anything else. I tried to keep true to the original build that I had created. If you want to use this build, go right on ahead. The link will be in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure you put a comment. Maybe you wanted to, tell me how you would have made this build, or what kind of points you would have changed it to. And I always take positive criticism, or criticism in itself. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.